What is going on? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin gets a live action R-rated film is in the works. This is mind-blowing. You see, this could change the whole landscape. If the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles drop this and this is a success, we could get more animation done. We, of course, we got streaming services. We can actually do an animated series of The Last Ronin with the next generation. Because this is basically, you haven't read The Last Ronin. The Last Ronin is a story about the death of the Turtles and Master Splinter. In each, you have a turtle in the new apocalyptic world, which basically doesn't, which is basically ran by the Foot, one of the descendants of the Shredder. One of the descendants of the Shredder basically continues the wrath and everything. Continues the wrath of what the Shredder wanted. Now, this was a huge thing. It was basically a one shot. This was supposed to be a one shot. They created it a while back. Now, this is an Elseworld story. This is probably the darkest like storyline in the franchise history. Paramount is going to turn the hit comic book miniseries, into a live action movie. Now, it'll be R rated, and this will be the first for the franchise. Tyler Burton Smith is set to write the screenplay with Walter Hamada producing. Now, no director is attached yet, so it's a 5-issue comic book miniseries from IDW Publishing. It was released between October 2020 and April 2022. It was set in an alternate future outside of IDW's original TMNT comic continuity. The story follows the last remaining turtle who is on a mission of revenge after the other three brothers were killed by Oroku Hiroto. And this is the grandson of their arch nemesis, Shredder. In this version of New York City, Hiroto is running the city like a facet. He largely thanks to synthetic ninja robots known as Senjas. So we follow the surviving turtle whose identity is intentionally kept a mystery until the last panel of the first issue. Flashbacks slowly reveal how the other brothers died, sending us down a dark path. If you need to read it. Now, this is spoilers. If you haven't read it, you need to go read it. Now, it was a massive hit. The initial printing in 2022 was of 60,000 copies sold out within the first 6 weeks of release, and the title actually landed on the New York Times bestseller list. Now, 1,000 more copies have been sold since then, and then they have also been sequels: TMNT, The Last Ronin Lost Years, and The Last Ronin 2, Re-Evolution, both released in 2023. There's also a video game adaptation on the way, which was initially believed by TMNT co-creator Kevin Eastman to be the only adaptation of the material we'd see. So it's a nice surprise that Paramount wants to bring this story to the big screen. The question how they're going to pull off the live action version of the story, surely they won't be picking up any threads from the franchise as delivered by producer Michael Bay back in the mid 2010s. But it would be kind of amazing if they were able to give us a dark twist on the original TMNT, completes with Jim Henson puppeteering. That 1990 movie was both gritty and silly, and having this dark story set maybe a decade or two later And that universe with those versions of the characters could be incredibly cool. It's still early days for the TMNT, the last Ronin movie, but we'll be sure to keep you updated. So now this is a big thing. This is a big deal. Because if this movie is successful, what's up, MDT? Now, if this movie is successful, which I believe is going to be, this could open up for an animated series like, X-Men 97, where you'll be able to show a lot more grittiness in today's age because now you have a streaming app. And this could also introduce the new Turtles. This is a great look to me for the Turtles. You know, this is this is great for them. Now, if you haven't read the book, shame on you. The Last Turtle, it follows the last turtle and his journey, of course, as he's trying to get, of course, revenge. We find out on the last panel of the first issue that the turtle that survived was Michelangelo. Now, everybody was surprised. Everybody thought it would be Raphael, which I don't know why they thought it would be Raphael. Raphael has a bad temper. So and then in the next issues, it starts to show you the turtles each by each on how they died. It shows you how Casey died. We find out that Casey had a daughter. We didn't know that. We just saw Michelangelo fight basically, this person. Well, basically, he found this person because I ain't read it in a while. So he found this person and everything, and she was following him around trying to get to know him, because she heard stories about the turtles, but she'd never seen one. And then we discovered that her mother's April O'Neil, who I think she's missing legs or something. I think she has like artificial legs or something crazy like that. So he basically teaches her, how to fight. Michelangelo teaches her because he's finna go in for the last kill. He's trying to kill Hiroko. And I believe I think Sarai died. Not sure. I think like she came back as a machine or something. It's been a while, but we're getting this is a big thing. People don't understand that if this is able to be successful, we will get a lot more things. The last Ronin, the last Ronin was able to the last Ronin was able to give you other stories. Um, you know, it was able to give you a lot of more stories with it. What's up, Montrese? So now you got yeah, Karai basically was put into she was put basically in a coma if I remember correctly. Um he tried to kill her, Raphael did, but was stabbed in the neck. Now Baxter Stockman sends an ambush to retrieve Professor Honeycutt. You remember Professor Honeycutt put himself in. What's up, Montrese? Basically put his like put made a machine, and that was kind of human. Now when he sends the ambush to retrieve him, Leonardo and Casey Jones are killed. And then you had a peace meeting set up by the Foot Clan. Donatello and Splinter, were trying to basically come to amends. They ended up dying. And make sure y'all hit the like button, guys, when you come in. Now, they're killed in this meeting. Mikey left New York and he lived in solitude for years. He had Splinter's journal, but he had a fight with a game made him realize, that his duty, his final remainder of the Hamad was the final remaining member of the Hamato family, the Ronin, to kill Hiroto. So he had to go train and get himself built up so he could go kill Hiroto. Now, he catches up with April, meets Casey Marie Jones, who's part of a small resistance movement, and she's training herself to fight the Foot Clan. So, his advancing mutation, of course, is basically leaving him looking kind of old and shot. And as he's getting ready to fight all these guys and stuff, it's showing you're showing him talking to each individual brother and talking to Master Splinter, but he's talking to their spirits. Some are saying that he's hallucinating, he's talking in his head and stuff because it's the last days and everything. So he basically they set up a plan where they're gonna cut the power. He's gonna go in there and fight Hiroto. Now Karai was in a stasis in a coma. Now Mikey kills Karai and he has a metal suit with a special metal suit, and Hiroto has a special metal suit, and he killed Karai, which was I think his mother. And they both engage in battle. They both fight on the outskirts where Hiroto electrocutes himself to death and mortally injures Mikey. Now, Casey and April bid farewell as he died. Now, while Mikey reunites with his brothers, Casey Marie, raising new generation of turtles to train them in the way. So this basically showed you the turtles. It was called the last Ronin, the Lost Years. And Casey Marie is mentoring the next generation of turtles, which is Odin, Moja, Uno, and Yi. So you have two girls and two boys. So Eastman and Waltz would return to right. Return to right. So now the sequel was announced. It came out. I got to go get this one. It's The Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution. And it followed the events of The Last Ronin in the Lost Years as Oda, Moja, Uno, and Yi protect the streets of New York with their sensei, Casey Marie Jones, and they returned to write it. So it began publication in March 2024. So it came out. So this was basically the new Turtles now. But The Last Ronin follows Mikey as he gets revenge. It was a great story. Yeah, Montrese, it was a great dark side to the story. Um, and the thing that this did and everything was show that you can write different stories and adaptations of the Ninja Turtles. You could do it as an elsewhere story. Now, if this is successful, which I believe the movie will be, you'll be able to get into the animation series. You can start following the new turtles. Let me see if I can find a picture of them. Excuse me. All right. So these are the new turtles. Okay. This is practically leader. I think this is a girl. And think this is a girl. And the one I think that's the girl over there, and this one is the boy. Yeah, this is the boy. So these are two boys and these are two girls. He's mainly like Leonardo. He's the Leonardo of the group. You know, him and her basically have that Raphael and what do you call it? That Raphael and Leonardo um they bump heads like that. This is like the new Donatello. She's very intelligent, very smart. Mainly deals with the weapons. This one is basically like Mikey. He's like your Mikey. So they kind of have those traits of them. It's a good story. You know, it's a good story if you want to read it. It's out now. I got to get this. I got to get this and I got to go get the old one, The Last Ronin. It should give their names. Cause see, here it is right here. This is basically the scene here. Hold on. Like this. Okay. So this is basically these two are going at it, the ones I told you about, which are him and her. They battle. He basically picks on right there, the big guy. This is the new Mikey, who turns out to be that real big dude. Right there, that's him. So it shows you him and then shows you the panels, shows you them growing up and everything, which is dope. Like it says here, it says, I think Odin is sick. They're like, I think Odin is sick. Me tummy hurts so hungry. And then the other one, you always hungering. Odin fatty that way. so so these are your turtles at the end of Ronin, which is dope. This is great to have. So you got two females and then you got two males, which is dope. Now, Ronin Lost Years is basically the next establishment of the turtles, and like I said, this is big. Like I said, this will help open up a lot of things. I hope it because we could get this as a series. They could mess around and make this into a movie. As the Lost Years, they could turn the Lost Years into a movie as a sequel, and this is something that is dope that the turtles needed because the turtles needed a reboot, just something different. So when they dropped the story, it made everybody like, wow. Everybody was like, wow, this is dope. Everybody's like, what is this? But we learned Michelangelo was a turtle. Like everybody was shocked. This was the biggest reveal because they went a whole issue without like mentioning it, because see, he's walking around with all their weapons. He has the scythes, which are Ralph's. He has the nunchucks, which is his. He has Leonardo's broken sword, because if you remember, Leonardo's sword was broken in the fight. He got I think Casey Jones, the daughter has the mask, and it was dope. What's up, Sean Green? Man, I ain't seen you in a while, man. Yeah, I'm hyped too. This is something we need. When they announced it, I said, "Oh man, this is gonna be crazy." And this is what we need, man. Like we need to have stuff like this. Like this will be a great one-shot movie. It'll be great for everybody to come in. Like even if you aren't a turtle fan, a lot of casuals during that pandemic time really got into it. It was different, and it's something that made everybody like, man, this is amazing. Like the artwork was crazy by Eastman and Waltz. You know, bringing them back again to do it was incredible. Oh man, I've been straight, man. Been working, hustling. I just got off vacation. Man, I've been hustling, man. You know, been dropping videos. I got a video I'm about to drop on this Patreon. It's gonna be crazy, and I gotta upload some readings on there, some news. So I got my Patreon going. I wasn't even trying to start the Patreon, but I had to because these idiots and everything keep messing with my page. So I had to take measures in my own hands. But yeah, this is dope. I gotta go to the comic book store. I'm probably gonna go to the comic book store this Sunday, you know, which would be dope. He said I'm working now. Yeah. Yeah, I went to sleep and woke up. I was supposed to do this live last night. I got in the Casinos live and just lost it because it was so funny. Chance was over there. Chance was about to he got into it with Giz. Hilarious. And then me and T started roasting Chance about his Niners, and Chance is just funny as hell. Shout out to Chance, dog. That's my dog. Chance is hilarious. So if you have a chance, go watch that last live about the Celtics losing, and just listen to Giz and Chance go at it for like a while. It's like the most hilarious stuff you can hear. So you know. But this is big news, man. I'm proud. And like I said, the next generation of turtles, is dope. And this is the thing with Michelangelo. He was just walking around talking, it seemed like to himself, but he was talking to his brothers, the spirits of his brothers. Now, the Last Ronin 2, which is Re-Evolution, I want to call it Last Ronin 2. I would have just said The Last Ronin, Re-Evolution. Um, it's out of stock right now. So we gotta wait. You gotta wait to get it. Cause I mean it's a hit. So you got these four new turtles, which is dope. And I'm glad they're making it R rated because we can get to see the savagery of the fights. That's the thing I wanted to see. So the new turtles, yeah, so here it is right here. This will explain it. This will explain it all to you. These are the four. The mix of brothers, you got Odin and Uno. Now, this is Uno. Uno is different. Like all the turtles' pigmentation is different. So they don't wear the normal mask. They basically just have their own style. Now, Odin and Uno and everything. Uno is the little brother. Odin always is picking on him and doing what big brothers do. Odin's the big brother. Now this is the protector. You got Yi and Moja, and you got sisters. You got Yi and you got Moja. Moja is basically your Donatello. That's your Donatello. This is basically your Raphael, which is Moja. I mean Yi, excuse me. This is Yi. Yi and Uno go at it a lot because Yi be protecting. She's like the big sister who protects the little brother, you know, which is dope. So, it's all four turtles. They're new, they're coming into their own. They're in New York, which is steadily climbing. It's been a decade after the last Ronin, destroyed the Foot Clan, the last of them. So April and her daughter are basically training them. Of course, Michelangelo left his book. You know, here's a better picture of them so you can see. This is a better picture of them. And if like I said, this is successful, we can get the last Ronin 2 re-evolution, which would be dope. Now, the new gangs share a theme. Their names all mean one in different languages. Like Odin's name is Russian. Yi is, of course, Chinese. Moja is Swahili. And Uno is Spanish. So they were all famously named after Italian Renaissance, the original one painters. Now the new game, their names are all means one, and they just have different names. So that's dope, you know, very dope. And of course, we got the last Ronin. If you haven't seen the cover art, here it is. This is the last Ronin. Now if you haven't read the book, I'm sorry, but I gotta spoil it. This is Michelangelo. We find out in the last part of the first issue, he is the last Ronin. Everybody thought it was Raphael. I never thought it was Raphael. I never thought it was Raphael. I thought it would be either Leo. I thought it would either be Leo or Donatello. I always thought it was Leo and Donatello. To me, it would have made sense. To me, after reading it, it makes sense why it was Michelangelo. Because Michelangelo never was serious. Michelangelo was never serious. Remember, Michelangelo's the funny guy. He's the have fun guy. I'm on pizza, man. Yo, give me a pizza, dude. Cowabunga. He was always the life of the party. But in this one, he's dark. He's gritty. He's hanging on by a thread. He's trying his best to stay alive for just a little bit longer so he can kill Hiroko. And then you get to see how Raphael died. Raphael went out like a G. He took out a lot of the Foot Clan, and he almost killed Karai. He should have killed Karai, but she survived by the skin of her teeth, and he fell to the water and stuff. And that's when you saw how Leo and Casey Jones were going to go get the machine honeycut and stuff. So, and then that's when, of course, Baxter, he basically send misers or whatever. They're new and improved misers or whatever you call them. And basically, Leo and Casey Jones basically made a joke. Well, shoot, after this, let's get a pizza and hang out. And it was crazy because I never expected. See, that's the only issue I had. Casey Jones should have been with Raphael, but it makes sense now because Raphael is always the loner. He's always the guy to go out there. He's always the guy to jump in, ask questions later. This is what I'm gonna do. So, so that was dope. Leo and Casey dying in the next one was crazy. How they died. They died fighting and saving the professor. Trying to protect the honeycut thing, but he got picked up. He was captured, or he went dormant or something. Because I think honeycut was a machine or a cyborg. And then you had Donatello and Raphael. And Splinter trying to have peace, and they couldn't have peace. So when they didn't have any peace and everything, they ended up dead. Once they died and everything, Michelangelo left and fled and trained so he can come back and avenge them. And he tried to, and then it came to no avail. So then he went hiding, and that's when he found out about Casey Jones having a daughter, and found out April's still alive. And April was upset at him because April and them were like family, and she thought Mikey was dead. She thought all of them died, and Mikey never died. He just left. So when he came back, you know, Casey Marie Jones, who's named after her father, wanted him to teach her how to fight, and he put one thing in the book, which was dope. Like, the life lesson is to live. He wrote live and lines under it, like, to basically tell her, like, this is what you need to do. Doesn't matter all the techniques you learn, doesn't matter how much training or experience you gain through fighting. Living is the biggest thing. So that was dope. So I love what this does. This is going to be big time because if this is successful, we will have a lot more things, and that's what we need. Like, we need real stuff like this. We don't need no more agenda driven movies with all of this fruitcake stuff and all of this fake agenda crap. We need something real. And this is what we need. Now, the lost years, I believe, is showing the story of all the turtles and everything. So here it is. Here, this is the cover. Right here, Michelangelo with Casey. See that? Dope, dope. And a lot of it's out of stock. And then you see this, you got Leonardo, Donatello, Splinter, Raphael, the spirits. Now during the revenge tour, all of these guys are teasing Mike. They always used to tease Mike, especially Ralph. Ralph used to tease Mike because Mike is the life of the party. He's the baby brother. Donnie and him were very close. So I know that hurt him the most because Donnie died. Him and Donnie were like inseparable. Now you see he has the broken sword. This was the broken sword Leo had. Then you got, of course, his nunchucks. You got Ralph's scythe. You got Donatello's well, no, excuse me. That's the little machine he picked up to fight Hiroku. There go Donatello's stick. There go the other blade of Leo's. So he has everything that all of their weapons. He has Splinter's stick that he used to walk around with. So that shows you, what it is. But each story, it shows you them teasing him, talking to him. Splinter is giving him the guidance that he needs to get through it. And that's something that was a great idea by Easterman to put that in. So that'll be dope. Because see, this is what happened. X-Men 97 that just got put out is really going to is opening up the door for all of these movies. Not movies, but all of these series. It's opening it up for a lot of these series. A lot of these series are getting greenlit now because of that. And this is what we needed. A lot of people a lot of people were looking into this, looking for this to happen. So, what do you guys think about it? I know Montrese is happy. I know Sean is happy. But what everybody else thinks of this? I think this is a great move. Just don't let Michael Bay direct it. Leave him far away from TMNT. Now, everybody is like, well, does this have any, how do we say, is this going to confuse people about the old Turtles? No. Literally, the Turtles in the comic books are nothing like the Turtles we watch on TV. The Turtles in the comic book are a lot darker. They're a lot more aggressive, gritty. They all have red eyewear. It wasn't until the cartoon in the 80s is where they decided to give each member their own color and their own distinct personality, their own distinct, not only their yeah, me too, Sean. But what it does is, and everything, it showed the different depiction of them. It showed the different personalities, and it brought them out more. By him doing that design, that opened it up more. Because if you would have had them all with the red eyewear, it wouldn't have sold or crossed over as well. because everybody thinks the turtles in the comic book are like the turtles that's in the cartoon. No, the turtles in the cartoon are different from the that's why when you saw the movie where they had everybody crossed over, you know, when they crossed over and everything, that's when you got to see the that's when you got to see the turtles. That's when you got to really see the turtles and everything um from the comic books. They had the comic book turtles, they had the 80s turtles. You know, that was dope. So, you know, you got to see the comic book. Like people think the comic book is what the 80s was bringing. No. Just got here, but day freaking one. That is gonna be sick. Yeah, man. What's up, LaShawn? Yeah, man. This is gonna be sick. This is something that's been a long time coming. Everybody is excited. I got the news. I think Christian sent me something. He sent me something from Twitter. Shout out to Everyday Gaming 98. You know, sent it to me, and then I just went and did my research on it, just pulling up the article, and they're gonna do it differently and stuff. So getting an R rated is basically the right direction. You couldn't do this as a PG or PG-13 because it's dark. Like it's dark out of all the other Ninja Turtles. Like this is like it's basically like the first adaptation of the Turtles in comic books. The ones in the comic book and everything were you know, they were gritty, they were tough, they were mean, they didn't give a damn. Excuse me. So I'm happy about it. I'm excited. This is something we needed a long time ago. But I can't wait till this happens. This is dope. I'm happy for it, guys. We get our live action turtle movie. I just want to see how they'll I just want to see how they'll put it together. I want to know how the effects are gonna be. You know, I hope they don't CGI it to death. I hope they at least use some puppeteer action. I think they ought to do it like no, they didn't announce the release date yet. They just basically said LaShawn that it's in production. So we're probably looking for probably it'll be out the year after next, probably in 2 years, I'm thinking. But I'll keep you guys updated on it. But they haven't put out a thing yet. Yep, we getting the video game. I think the video game is going to be out beforehand. The video game might be out first, I believe. So the video game gonna be dope. From looking at the preview of the video game, it looks good. The art, the action, the fighting scenes, all of it looks good. He said I'm pre-ordering that deal. For real. I still got to get my PS5. I ain't had time to go get it. I'll probably get it soon. I'm waiting for the I believe the Pro. I think the PS5 Pro. I got to see where I can order it from, but I think I'm gonna get that and start playing. But that's the only reason I'm gonna get the PS5 is because I want to play the Spider-Man and I want to play the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game. Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat. Everybody told me that Mortal Kombat is pretty good. So this is a big win for us. So all they got to do is just follow how the book is going. Don't do too much. Don't do too little. Don't try to make it something that it don't need to be. So yeah, I'm finna get ready for work, guys. I just wanted to bring that video to y'all. You guys can super chat anytime. You also can leave a super thanks. Yeah, the pro gonna be unbelievable. It's gonna be revealed this year. I can't wait either. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share this. You guys can donate by super chatting or going to the Cash App or going to not only my Cash App, you guys can go to my Patreon. I have a Patreon up. It's only $3 a month. You guys can also super thanks after the video. You guys can also send me money through Zelle as well, donate. So shouts out to Cino for Life. Yeah, Carcino for Life. Shout out to Scrub Zero, Jag Sports, Jose Rodriguez, um, Kingdom Cast with C Penn, his show, Leaf Diggy, Lobo, MDT Sports, Jeff Bone the Bonehead, the Mac Mizzle Show, Strictly Unapologetic, Who Did It This Time, One True Emperor, Bear Theater. Shout out to all them brothers, man. They doing something big. So if I missed you, I apologize. Thank y'all for coming by. I am out. Deezy.